Okay, recording started. Hey folks, we are late on the agenda today, but that sounds like a good brief discussion topic. So, okay, yeah, go for it. Also, hi Antonio. Go ahead with notes.
Yeah, I wanted to ask what are the plans for Boscos and maintenance ownership going forward? On the last meeting, we discussed this topic for PRAO, and it turned out to be a quite sensitive issue because of Security Response Committee usage of PRAO. But we haven't discussed Boscos. Is it also as serious thing to maintain it, or there are lower requirements, so to say, on who can take it over?
Does anybody have a quick response, or sorry, want to respond to that? Okay. My brief initial responses. I don't think it's as sensitive as PRAO. It is dealing with a variety of resources that are used, but it's not the same kind of risk, in my opinion, that PRAO has. And it's a lot more a lot fewer moving parts. That said, it also has been historically, I think, harder for people to maintain. Even when we had more active maintainers for PRAO, there were also not very many involved in Boscos. I think it's kind of the project where naturally everybody wants to use it, but there's not necessarily a lot of people very deeply familiar with it. Yeah, I'm not.
Who is Boscos is the thing that gives permission, right? Is not SIG Infra involved on the Boscos scene? I think that I remember Arnaud and Mohammed.
I don't know about Kate's Infra involvement on it. Historically, it's been under SIG-Testing, I think, as because it's responsible for project rental and resource rental for the testing. So it.
Yeah, the tool, but the permissions.
Yeah, not sure.
I think this is the kind of thing that is, between these two SIGs, because
yeah, because I think it's the kind of thing where the resources used by Boscos is probably something that Kate's Infra wants to be able to track. Because actually, I'm not sure what split is between community manager, if we still have things that are rented by Boscos that are not community managed by more individual SIGs or groups.
Yeah, well, it says that this is under SIG-Testing, so the project is SIG-Testing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely as a project or sub-project officially.
Okay, so what is your question, Jakub? Do you want to get involved on maintaining Boscos, or?
Yeah, possibly. I was thinking if it's going to be an easier path than taking part in maintenance of PRAO, and it looks like it may be easier to gain some more experience.
No, I don't know who's updating these things. Who's reviewing there? Oh,
I think
you
that's
have
the problem.
Ben and Sen Lu, right? I see Sen. I'm checking the pull requests that are closed and who is approving. And I see Sen there, so we should ask him.
Yeah, I think I saw from the last meeting notes that it sounds like focus is going to be stability and limited feature development. So, my impression is we don't really have solid ownership. We have folks who are owners of it, but yeah, I think we still potentially need an update for that. Because most of the owners that are officially on the repo are kind of out of date. It sounds like asking Senator Ben maybe as a like first step of how involved they plan to be is a good one. And I think that will determine how much we need to like completely bootstrap somebody becoming like more familiar with it and then possibly growing into a maintainer of it, or how much that needs to be like bootstrapped from scratch. It's not one of the tools that I'm like as familiar with. I'm only like at a base level. For what it's worth, that might be correct. We might not need a ton of feature development on it anyway. It has been historically working pretty well.
It's a relatively simple tool with not too many moving parts, so it's stable in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
As for the few features, we can always think of some.
In the last meeting, Ben was talking that we probably do not need. It's mostly maintenance work. That's why probably it does not invite or attract many contributors from the open source community.
Yeah, like it's stable. It's in a pretty good spot, and there's both not a ton of moving parts, but it's like non-trivial. So there's also not a lot of opportunity if there's not like new development either to like or fixes to like get as familiar with it in the first place, which is fun. Okay, yeah, I think this probably the reasonable way to go about this would be like we should update the owners for Boscos, I think, as a start, and then see if there's like good ways to get involved given the current approvers. Like see how what kinds of other contributions are getting more familiar with it would be good to kind of grow more like familiarity with the project and eventually potentially grow into being an owner or a maintainer. I do think it helps if we have concrete like not necessarily ramp up, but like specific things we would have for contributions on Boscos. Which again, I'm not as familiar with, but like there are some existing issues in the repo that might be good to take a look at. Okay. Yeah, does it sound like a good enough start for this? Or are there any other questions for like relating to Boscos or whatnot?
According to me, like knowing who is the owner, it's clarified and it's updated. It's a good start. But I will take a look what kind of things are available to work on Boscos, what improvements can be made. And let's see. So far, if it is very stable, then probably it does not need much work. So it makes more sense to focus on things that require more work.
Yeah, like I do think it would be helpful to have some folks who are like familiar with it. But I think we also have more pressing needs within like SIG-Testing project at the moment. Like pro I think I agree is sensitive, but is also still like vital to the project. So Reality or Bosco certainly doesn't hurt, in my opinion. Cool. Okay. Yeah. With that, is there anything else that folks want to discuss, or should we call it?
I'm done, thank you.
No, thanks for bringing it up. Okay. This sounds good. So thanks everybody. And yeah, it sounds like some offline follow-up on this would be a good place to start. Cool. I'll set up for the agenda for next week. Sorry for missing that today. And then yeah, looking forward to seeing y'all next time.
Thanks.
Take it easy.
Thanks.
Have a
Bye.
nice day. Bye.